It is Nyx again, of course. Back with another episode of Cooking Companions. Hello? I forgot everyone's names, but I'm sure I'll be able to remember soon. This is a very interesting game so far. Wake up! Sorry, you were making strange noises in your sleep. That's right, because last episode, I ended off on the main character having a nightmare. A very intense one, too. What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. Tried to fall back asleep, but it's so loud. Ugh. Let's just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone nods in agreement and gets back to bed. Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. That makes sense? It seems pretty intense. Oh. Karen's snoring is making the walls shake. You don't sleep a wink, opening your eyes when you heard Anatoly slamming the door. He sounds petrified. Oh, what happened? I looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like Sailor's Take Warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow? Oh, you're no optimist, Karen. Yeah? That's all Gregor has going for him. Wow. Yeah. He's also good at chopping wood, though. Haha. Knock it off, you two. Mariah, do you think it'll clear up tomorrow? I give it a 27% chance. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels. Anatoly, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it earlier? Yeah. Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes. That bookshelf has some great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Oh, so that was the correct answer to her question. It was crafting. Why'd let them sit there gathering dust? How did you arrive at a 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of year, multiply it by a factor of... Raya begins to explain meteorology to you. She isn't dumbing any of this down. It's similar to where... So the first thing you need to understand. Minutes of explanation feels like hours. Meteorology is very fascinating, but I admit I had a lot of trouble when I took a class on it. You look over at Anatoly. He's listening intently to Mariah. So intently, he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Mariah finally wraps up her lecture, ending with a bow. Nobody claps. No, tough crowd. Mariah, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it, haha. Anatoly turns to you. There's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until the floodwaters stop. I knew our food situation is a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. I don't think Karen does. Me too. Either that or it was difficult for her to admit it. It looks like we have enough leftover berries for more bread and raspberry jam. What are you thinking, Mariah? I'll pass on the jam. Just give me some more crusty bread. Everyone laughs. Except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get out some crusty bread and get to work on making some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check in on the trompettes. I was hoping to do that.
Hello!
Hi. Don't worry, as leader of the trompettes, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us. How are you going? That big guy would try eating me like an apple, so definitely don't tell them about us. Ha 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 ha. Are your plans going awry? Thank you, bread. Ha ha ha. Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you ever hear about the maker's bakery burning down? No? Her business is now toast. That's good. That one's a little stale. Do you know how raspberry and milk were introduced? You tell her no.
Raspberry!
Milkshake! You let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one? Nope, wasted an entire day on it. Are you doing okay, Potato? Ha ha ha, it was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual trumpet comedy competition this year.
Raspberry!
Of course.
Onion!
Not while I'm here. I won't choke on stage this year. Well, isn't that every year, Bread? We still talk about that closing joke, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think about eating us if you're hungry. Chompets stick together through thick and thin. I have a feeling you'll either sacrifice Potato at some point or Potato will sacrifice one of you.
Raspberry!
Rain or shine. Feast and famine. Potato, I swear to God. Repeat the line or we're locking you up again. Life or death. That's right. Chompets, move out. That was no help. I mean, I guess that's fair. I can't expect the Chompets somehow manage to close the drawer on themselves. You bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. Hi, Karen. Karen stops as you bring in the food. Took you long enough? Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left in the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. Oh dear. Karen is right. Uh-oh. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor is right. Anatoly, will mold spores give us food poisoning? Listen, Karen. I understand your concern, but also you can't blame me. I'm no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwaters. This will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping the bread apart like a pack of wolves. Gregor eats the biggest chunk of mold. Oh, disgusting. Thanks again. Bread and jam is much of a meal, but it's more than what we had in Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. I mean, is the rainwater safe? I don't know. But until the storm is over, we shouldn't leave the cabin. Could just open the window and drink from there. Should clear up if we give it enough time. Anatoly, what makes you think that? One of the books had weather reports. You're illiterate, so that's a lie. Karen, I've seen him reading. Who reads upside down? I mean, I think there are some books that... What do you think? Karen is correct, Anatoly can read, Man, I don't know. But I'm gonna stick up for Anatoly. I'm sure he can read. You must be going blind then. And I mean, if he can't, then there's nothing wrong with not being able to read. I just don't know which is correct. Yeah. Thanks. I don't know why Karen would make up something like that about me. You aren't fooling anyone, Anatoly. You don't have to be mean about it, Karen. Karen has stormed off. Thanks for backing me up. Your relationship is stronger. Hooray! Good to have someone so positive around. Anatoly looks relieved. You think he'll remember that? Oh, I guess let's call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 10 minutes later. Hi. Hey. Karen likes to find somebody's weakness and use it against them when she's frustrated. Just wanted to thank you for backing me up earlier. You're very sweet to do that. Aw. Anatoly looks at you with admiration. See you tomorrow. Aw. Anatoly looks like he's blushing as he walks away. Aw. You're definitely sure Anatoly will remember that. The relationship is stronger. Woohoo! You go to bed very hungry. Day 4. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. Understandable. And that's how fast a deer could run if startled. Whoa! Incredible. Impressive. Oh, they're all feeling better, I think. Yawn. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No. It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Oh. Anatoly leaves, mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive of him. Everyone moves to a separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Mariah in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? That's a good question. Who do I want to speak to? I should probably talk to Karen. But I kind of want to converse to... I want to talk to Mariah, honestly. But also I'm curious what's going on with Karen. But this is my playthrough, and I can't talk to everyone. Though I did realize... I do understand that I could, save it. And then, try each option and then stick to one and keep going. But I think that would only confuse myself. So I'm just going to stick to one route. And then maybe if I have the proper memory, I'll come back and try different options, but possibly not. Anyway, I'm going to talk to Mariah. Even though I don't have a good voice for her. Oh, didn't hear you coming, huh? I was just double checking if there was any food you might have missed, but I couldn't get the drawer open. Oh, could you give it a try? You nod. Great. Well, you go do that. I'm gonna go get some more reading done. You think Mariah will remember that? Is this a drawer with the trumpets in it? Woohoo! Your relationship is stronger. Later. You pull open the drawer with all your might. I thought so.
Oh.
Hi. Is the thunderstorm keeping you up at night? You just need to roll with it. Raspberry whispers so quietly you lean over to listen to her. We need to talk soon. Please listen to me when the time comes. Anyways.
Raspberry!
Please don't let the others see us.
Cabbage.
That's right, Raspberry. Part of being a chompette is secrecy.
Cabbage.
Wouldn't want those humans to overhear our meetings now, would we? You shake your head. Good. Chompettes,
Hell.
roll on out. You shut the drawer. Interesting. Very interesting. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. I mean, that's understandable. It won't stop. You're all doing great, just a little longer. Oh, poor Gregor. I'm so hungry. Me too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. Oh. Oh. Your stomach is growling more. Those are a lot of dots. Oh. Wake up. I said, wake up. Hi. Hi, Raspberry. Are you... So my question is, are you floating? Are you sitting somewhere? Where am I? Oh, I think I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm not sure. The rainfall is nonstop again. Did you have anything to do with this? You don't answer her question. Do I have anything to do with it? Tch. Always thinking with your stomach, right? You should reconsider. Might save what little humanity you have left. What does this mean? At least I tried. I won't let this weigh on my conscience. Go back to sleep, monster. What does this... What am I doing? You quickly forget about Raspberry's conversation. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray. But he keeps screaming at you, calling you names. So you show him how it's done. You lie down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. A smile crawls across his face. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh, hi. That reminds me of a story in Greek mythology. I cannot remember anybody's names in the story, but the one guy who had a mattress store, who would I think it was mattresses, sell mattresses to fit in, you had and if you didn't fit, he'd either chop off your legs to make you fit or stretch you out until you did. And I think Theseus was the one who tricked him into trying out his own mattress. I think it was Theseus anyway, trying out his own mattress and then killed him that way. That reminds me of that. Anyway, I'm thinking it's going to lead into cannibalism territory. So either I, the protagonist, am somehow making the rain continue so that I can eat people, or that something happens. I'm not too sure. But I know something's going on, so either I'm losing my mind, Raspberry is lying to me, or I'm doing something. Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Their stomachs must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the window. Oh, you hear Mariah getting up. She looks petrified. Oh, I couldn't sleep. Anatoly has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. Oh, the cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little gaunt. Man, this is so sad. I got a good look out the window. And all I saw was rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. Kept pacing around the bedroom. Karen turns to you. When is this going to end? I checked outside the door again. Floodwaters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're going to need to stay put unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. Once the weather improves, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Mariah and Anatoly go white as a sheet. Understandable. How are we going to find our way back now? We'll have to ride out the storm. Mariah looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at you. It'll clear up in no time. Are they going to eat me? Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They all gravitate to different areas. Gregor's fake optimism is worrying, and Mariah's having trouble. Which one do you want to speak with today? I want to talk to Gregor. I am worried about him. Oh, hey. I know you already searched the kitchen, but I had to double check. A fool's errand. I wish everyone was in better spirits. It can't rain forever. Right? No, but it can rain long enough. Rainfall in this area can last days to weeks. Oh. You tell Gregor to stay strong. You know what? Thank you. The group is really thankful for your kindness. Gregor blushes a little bit. I always wanted to be the one that kept everyone in good spirits, but it's obvious you do that much better. Oh. Gregor is looking at you fondly. You're sure Gregor will remember that? Oh. Your relationship is stronger. Yippee! Man, I want everyone to be alright. The rain is pounding hard against the wooden cabin, but at least none of it is getting inside. I hope that's not foreshadowing. You tell Gregor to keep his spirits up and join the others. Oh, you call everyone together. They all look nervous. You could cut the tension in the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you. I mean, I did call the meeting, so that makes sense. They're expecting the last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off of it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch. And slowly, all 5 of you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers, chewing each bite a few hundred times before swallowing. A typo. Anatoly chews it cautiously, slowly swallowing as he looks at the others. Maria nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor. Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. He inhaled it. Fair enough. I need to check on Karen as well. The group thanks you awkwardly. I need to talk to all of them if I can, but, I have to choose one or the... It's not much. But you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. Day 6. Good morning. Morning. Let me check if the rain has stopped. I think I can still hear it. It's still flooding. Oh dear. What are we going to do? Humans can live about 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or two, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. Wow. But do you really think it'll rain that long? Anatoly, it's been days already. What makes you think it'll stop soon? Relax, everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed it's done by tomorrow. Oh. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared. But you need to survive. Karen and Gregor begin to discuss next options. Do you want to speak with Mariah in the kitchen? Or Anatoly in the living room? Oh my goodness. Think instead about everything you've done wrong and how you've doomed everyone. Speak Mariah, speak with Anatoly. Man, that's the one I would want to kind of see what happens because I'm curious, but also I want to speak with someone. Okay. I wish I had my die here with me. I could roll it. I could roll a die and let it decide for me. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to close my eyes, and whichever one I land on. Okay, Mariah it is. Hey. Mariah looks relieved to see you. Your relationship is stronger. Yay! I'm so sad. I'm so worried for them. How are you holding up? Not very good. Better question, how are you holding up? Not very good. That's very sweet of you to ask. Mariah's looking at you intently. She gets a little closer to you. I noticed you didn't use any meat when cooking. Usually I have to pick out the foods the others make. But you respected that. Thank you. Mariah's looking at you with admiration. Oh. I need to speak with Gregor for a minute, but thanks again. You're definitely sure Mariah will remember that. Wow. I'm a little terrified about what happens if I do have a stronger relationship with someone, considering the implications of what's going on with the main character. I am scared to doom that person in particular just because I like them. If you decide to check out the drawer again. Maybe I can get a new... Well, I mean, I guess there's no recipe to have when there's no food. Oh, hi! You ask Potato where the others are. They'll be back. They wanted to explore the labyrinth of tunnels around the cabin. Oh, surely you've seen the mouse holes, right? They connect all over the cabin. Must have been some mouse that created them, or something worse. Anyways, I'm not going to go sugarcoat this. Things are going to get worse from here on out. You have a feeling Potato's telling the truth. You realize some drool is leaking out of your mouth. Disgusting. Don't even try to eat me. You just get deathly sick if you tried. And from the looks of you, you need to retain all the water you can. Thank you, Potato. From rationing to cooking, you failed every common sense measure for basic survival this week. You knew something like this would happen, right? Never mind. With floodwaters rising and no food now, I think it'd be a great time to go over the fundamentals of starvation with you. Hooray, lesson time with Potato. When experiencing starvation, there are 4 factors that will determine if you live or die. Age, height, weight, and your degree of activity or inactivity. How does height... You've been especially lazy, so I think you'll survive a little longer than the others. The Harris-Benedict equation can help you figure out how many calories you need to simply maintain your current weight. The equation produces a number called the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. Stay with me here. BMR equals 655 plus, parentheses, 4.35 times weight in pound, parentheses, plus, parentheses, 4.7 times height in inches, parentheses, minus, parentheses, 4.7 times age in years, parentheses. Got it? No, not at all. For fun, let's try it on someone here. Mariah. Using Harris-Benedict. She looks like she's 20 pounds? About 5 feet, 5 inches tall? Oh, she's an inch taller than me. About 20 years old? Crunching the numbers, I think she'd need about 1,388 calories daily. But that's being abnormally stationary. She'd have to lay in bed all day and night, just eating, breathing, and using her brain. Not very common when you're starving to death. People tend to get up more. If she was being very active, let's say swimming through floodwaters, you need to multiply that 1,388 calories by 1.9. So now she needs 2,638 calories per day. That's quite the difference, especially if you didn't ration the food properly. Which you didn't. I guess that wraps up our first survival lesson. Hopefully, we'll never have to speak again. Okay? You shut the drawer, going over the numbers again. So the other question is, could I have done something different? Because I don't remember, like, if I spoke to someone, I presume that this is all story-based, but could I have, like, rationed properly somehow? I don't think any of this can take it this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Everyone is silent. I'll go. But Mariah, I used to swim all the time near my house. I probably have the best chance of swimming through floodwaters. Oh, no. Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Anatoly. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? That's true, but... Little guy, let me go. Gregor, Sounds good to me. Karen? His arms are the longest. He's probably best at climbing. No, that wouldn't be right. Gregor, let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones, but we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the woodpile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we couldn't come to a conscientious, let's draw for it. We'll each pick one. And the shortest will go outside to search for food. I think I should have to go. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths. You picked the biggest. He watched the others intently. Will it be Gregor? Anatoly? Karen? Will it be Looks like I've got the shortest. Mariah. It's okay. Man, I watched Anatoly forage earlier, so I'll know what to look out for. Just swim until you find higher ground, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken. Karen, Anatoly, Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised. Everyone watches as Mariah leaves the cabin. I think I doomed her. Oops. The silence is deafening. Goodbye. Man, I hope she's gonna be okay. I really do. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is. And then silence. Mariah has left the cabin. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. The sun is completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. You have a strange dream. What do you mean, dead to me? What does that mean? The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize, the other is a cabin guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Her legs are so strong you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking into coals. You feel 4 hands in your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair cause you to throw up on the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods. One of them looks behind her, eyes widening when she sees you. She's terrified. You've never been this angry in your entire life. You're gaining on them. They can't run forever. As you trample through a field of wheat, the guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun, golden. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall downward, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh. I have a new theory. Maybe none of this is technically the protagonist's fault, but it's more of like kind of subconscious guilt for being unable to do anything, or for messing up and like inadvertently like getting everyone into this mess. And the Chompets could be like also a subconscious thing. I do not know, but it would be interesting. Good morning. Do you think she made it to higher ground? I believe in Mariah. Me too. She'll be fine. Right, little guy? So what do we do now? Just wait? Karen. How long? It's been almost a day since she left. Anatoly and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her. We need to wait, Karen. Wait for what? The nearest town is miles and miles away. Waiting is all we can do for now. So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? Karen, I'm sure Anatoly will agree, but we'll discuss next options when we get to it. Oops. I didn't realize that button did that. I never should have eaten that much. Man, I'm... Karen's hands are involuntarily shaking. Gregor and Anatoly just nod in agreement. They don't even need her to elaborate. For sure, Mariah will make it back. She promised. Everyone retreats to a corner. I think I need to check on Karen. What do you want to do today? I need to talk to Karen. I'm really concerned. Hey, you don't have to lie to me. I know Mariah's not coming back. I don't know where she came up with her being the best swimmer. I guess the only one that would know would be Anatoly. Last summer, Anatoly would watch her swim from the shore. He could have been a lifeguard. Such a good swimmer. She never went under, But if she did, he would have pulled her out easily. Why would she lie about something like that? Karen seems deep in thought. Maybe it's better to leave her alone. You close the door softly. Oh. I can't stop thinking about that vegetable stew. I'd be fine with the bread and with jam. I'd be fine with just the strawberries. Nobody else laughs. I would kill for some vegetables right now. You would, too. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Good night. Night. You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. In a completely different room. Uh-oh. I'm scared to click. I'm scared. If there's a dead body, I'm going to be greatly upset. Okay, this looks fine. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? I mean, Well, gee, with so many options, what am I supposed to do? How can I choose? I guess I'll cook. You took out a cutlet of meat and began to cook it in the oven. You cooked meat. Oh. Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. What did I do? I'm scared. Alright, where's Gregor? What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Oh, okay, so you're all fine. Where did you... The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting into small cutlets. They immediately grab off some off the plate, chewing ferociously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? A downward spiral. Oh no. You explain how the meat is so securely hidden so you can ration better this time. I understand. Thank you. Oh, okay. Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. This taste is... What did I do? Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns looking choked up. I was too weak. Let these don't fight this, Anatoly. Anatoly takes a piece from his plate, turning back to the group as he eats it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. Going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Karen leaves you with the men. Who do you want to talk to? Take with Anatoly in the bathroom. Take with Gregor in the bedroom. That's a good question. I'm scared. Who do I want to speak to most? I want to speak to both of them, of course, but, I'm going to talk to Anatoly. You knock on the door first. Anatoly? You slowly open it. Okay. Thanks for checking in on me. You ask if he still feels sick. Not anymore. Please don't tell me where the meat came from. The less known, the better. You nod. Thank you. You're sure Anatoly will remember that? Your relationship is stronger. Hooray! Yippee! You leave Anatoly and go tidy up some parts of the kitchen. I don't imagine the meat came from myself, did it? What's in the drawer there? I can't tell. Was that always open? Hours pass. The meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going. They can never be satiated now. Oh, yeah, something was definitely in that cabinet. I saw it vanish. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain you want to ration the meat better this time. No dinner. Fine. I understand. I can wait. No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly. You have a strange dream. You're having dinner with the blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard. I can forge anything, he says. Your eye has been giving you issues lately, so you reply, forge me a new eye, then. You laugh. But then the ropes come out. He ties you to your chair with a long rope to prevent you from moving. You rip the rope apart without even trying. So the blacksmith uses a thicker one. No turning back now. The blacksmith takes a hot poker out of the coals. It makes his eyes glow as he scowls at you. He slowly brings back the poker, aiming carefully for your eye, before plunging it through your skull with a sickening crunch. The force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. The blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body as he raises the poker again. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh, I could see that one a little better. Day 9. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Take a look out the window. Do you notice anything? The floodwaters have receded a bit. Hello? The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Receding might be a good sign, right? Indoors person, you looked out the window. Good morning, big guy. Where's Mariah? Okay, you're all still alive. That's good. This might sound a little crazy, but every night around 2 a.m. I can hear her outside. She makes this awful gurgling noise, like she's trying to get water out of her lungs. Oh dear. Have you heard her, Gregor? Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering. Oh, is that her? I haven't heard anything like that. When she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something, right? Oh, yes. That's normal. I sometimes hear her crying through the radio. But that's just a broadcast, right? I think we should have another piece of meat for breakfast. It's what she would have wanted. What's gotten into you, Anatoly? Anatoly looks at you, begging. Bring us another slab. Yeah, this is normal. Please. He clearly doesn't have the stomach for it. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Help me. Anatoly. Gregor looks hurt by Anatoly's words. I think he's right. Please, bring us more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. You cut it into squares, adding it to some boiling cauldron water. It'll taste bland without any seasoning, but you need to serve it quickly. Smells good. What's taking so long? Well, you see, Anatoly, sometimes food takes time to cook, I'm afraid. Boil it faster. I cannot control the heat of the water. It looks almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. So is it Mariah? Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the trunk whole. Anatoly creates ripples in the broth with his finger. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. Hunger, I imagine. Mariah. Anatoly begins to weep. You look over at Karen. You didn't notice her eating. There's just an empty bowl now. Karen is staring right at you. Hi, Karen. How much more meat is left? You explain how most of it has gone bad. This is the last of it. Uh-oh. How could you be so careless again? Man, you remember Karen's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? The storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Anatoly? Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Mariah. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants. Please, Anatoly. You can turn back after looking. Gregor is right, Anatoly. Maybe you'll find Mariah out there. You're right. Mariah's still out there. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. Oh, she doesn't need anyone's help. But we need your help, Anatoly. Oh, man. That's right, Anatoly. That's right, Anatoly. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay? No problem, little guy. Man. Everyone shuffles off their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. Mariah. Something is approaching. Oh. Hooray! Don't be a crybaby, it's just me! Onion! Not going to be very sweet today. I'm worried about Anatoly. You and me both. He's going to cave to peer pressure. Can you stop him from leaving the cabin? You don't answer, Onion. Please? Don't you trust my advice? You shake your head. Got a fun factoid for you. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion on your room absorbs bacteria? It'll help prevent colds and ward off viruses.
Onion!
That was a lie! People actually believed that in the 1500s? How embarrassing! Wow, who would believe that? Listen, you don't have to bully everyone from the 1500s. Ha ha ha! There wasn't even a doctor in 1919 who tricked people into thinking it was true. Ha 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 ha! Anyways, you know it smells worse than a raw onion left in a room? You! Well, it's been a while since your last bath, right? You can't remember. Could smell you before I even came into the room.
Onion!
Yikes! So, can you stop Anatoly from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but this is ridiculous. Anatoly can make his own decisions. But are they his decisions? Are they?
Onion!
Please? We don't need another one stalking the hallways. Tapping on the windows. Crying through the radio. You have a sudden urge to scream. Why do you think I've been using the mouse holes to get around?
Onion!
Scared to death that I'll run into her. Don't make me tattle the cabbage about you. She can be as mean as a potato if you get on her bad side.
Onion!
Just kidding. She is great. Anyways, when the time comes, just tell Anatoly you care about him, don't want him to leave. Even if it's only for me, okay? You can trust me. Now, if you excuse me, I need to work on some new ice skates. They're for the frying pan tomorrow. Nothing beats sliding around on butter.
Onion!
Later! Okay. I mean, I hope I can do that. You complete... No! I wanted to... I am... I guess it's predetermined. Is everyone I get close to going to leave, or is this, like, already the order it was going to happen in? Because that would suck if so. You completely forget the conversation with Onion. You fall asleep again. Still ravenous. After day 10, I think I'll stop for this episode. But man, I am invested. You have a strange dream. A fox is collecting payment from you. You despise him, so you put 2 dogs at the bottom of the sack, then add 6 chickens on top. Oh wow. The fox smiles at you and leaves. At some point in this journey, the fox will eventually open the sack, and the dogs tear the fox in half. Filled with such loathing for the fox, you gave him the only things you had for food. A storm rages outside. As a snowstorm, I presume? As the snow piles up, you begin to eat whatever you can find. Pillowcases, candles, leather. One day you wake up and you have nothing left to eat. Absolutely nothing. A few days later, you go mad and leave the cabin, completely ravenous. Trees begin to look like charred meat. You took a cut out of one, tearing your gums apart by the splinters. Your mouth fills quickly with blood as you wade through the snow. Days later, a deer gallops by, the first creature in the woods to see your corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. Something smells terrible in the living room. Someone puked in a corner. You wipe it with a rag to save them the embarrassment. Hello. Hello. And hello. Good morning. Good morning, little guy. Well, bad idea. She's got a plan, Anatoly. I don't like that. Well, Anatoly, what's your decision? I barely slept last night. I could hear her whispers coming from the basement. She kept telling me to go outside. We don't want to rush you, but one of us puked last night. But really? Anatoly, my patience is wearing thin. You have 1 hour to make a decision. Why so quickly? Because I'm not waiting any longer. You can see the glint of Karen's knife under her dress. Best to watch out for that knife. Sounds smart. The group disperses. Tension seems to be rising. You have 1 hour to kill. What do you want to do? Talk with the Trompettes, converse with Karen in the bedroom, chat with Anatoly near the basement, speak with Gregor in the living room. I'm sorry, Anatoly. This may be my last chance to talk to you. And also sorry to the Trompettes. Anatoly looks pale. Thanks for coming over. Anatoly seems comforted by your presence. I don't think he should be. Your relationship is stronger. Have you checked out the basement door closely? Every so often, I can see her peeking out at me through the holes. I really don't want to go out, but I don't want her tormenting me anymore. You know it's down there, don't you? Do I? I can take a guess. Of course you do. How else would you keep us fed? Anatoly looks like he's going to puke. Please, get away from me. Anatoly leaves your vicinity. It looks like Anatoly will remember that. You call everyone together for a meeting. Man. Anatoly, you okay, little guy? Anatoly looks pale, like he's going to pass out. Anatoly, have you made a decision? Yes. I'll help you all out. I promise. Thank you, Anatoly. Big tears roll down Gregor's cheeks. I'll miss you, big guy. I'll miss you, little guy. Thank you, Anatoly. I know this wasn't easy, but it's for the best. Man! Karen. Yes? Gregor looks at you expectantly. Did you want to say anything to Anatoly? You say nothing. Man! Goodbye, Anatoly. Goodbye, everyone. Good luck, little guy. Anatoly has left the cabin. Oh, it's so empty. See you soon, little guy. I guess all we could do now is wait. Good night. Karen goes to the bedroom to sleep. I didn't tell him the truth. Gregor is getting choked up. I didn't tell him. Missing him already. Oh. Gregor curls up on the couch for the night, turning his back to you. You shut your eyes, quickly falling asleep. You hear a scraping on the floor. Found you! Ha ha ha. You explain how this isn't a good time right now. This is no laughing matter. I'm worried about Gregor. He's as tall as a tree, but as dumb as a brick. What's the root of that? Another cornbread classic. You're being very popular right now. Oh, I get it. That's a tree reference. Get it? I almost didn't. But it's a good one. Anyways, you need to protect Gregor from that red-haired woman. I don't think I have a very good track record of protecting people, I'm afraid. Cabbage called an emergency Chompette meeting and told me to give you this mission. Protect Gregor at all cost. Understood? Say nothing. Yes. You nod. It's the least you can do, right? You tell Brad that pun didn't make sense. On a roll today. I'll see you around. Brad hops away, pushing himself through a mouthful with a small pop. You fall asleep thinking about what Red told you. I hope I can at least try. You have a strange dream. It's lying on a table in front of you. You take off the glasses first, partially cracked, and set them down next to the workbench. After working the saw, you wrap the cuts in old newspaper. Some of it gets soggy immediately, so you decide to dry the cuts with a towel before wrapping. Much better. You hear something approaching. You clench a fist and get ready to strike whatever's coming for you. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh boy, oh boy. Day 11. You're so right. And on that cheerful note, I think I will end this episode. End this episode here. Oh, I should save. I would have lost my mind if I had forgot to save. Anyway, I will end this episode here, and oh wow, I can save a lot. Maybe I should be saving more often. Oops. Well, maybe another time I'll like replay it and like try different things. This time I'll save, and then I want to go through. Yeah, maybe I'll do that later. Where I go through this playthrough, just making my choices, and then maybe I'll do another one later down the line if anyone wants to see that, where I try like all the options I can. Anyway, I will be ending this episode today, and look forward to another episode soon. Thank you. I hope you have a good day. Bye.